10 volume set of books.
Alam ko
Kaingit.
Ha?
alam ko good. Si Rhea umaya sa akin sa akin. Paano yung music? Open lang yung sound, tapos open lang yung ba?
Baka you can adjust the sound para yan. Thank you. Yan. Sirs, just in case po, kita niyo sa taas, live on YouTube. Don't worry, hindi po to public. Unlisted siya. So, ibig sabihin po, konti lang din na makakakita for yung merong link lang. So, later, pag nag-overflow tayo, isasend na lang natin yung link sa iba. Okay? Yan. So, kamusta naman po ang Sunday ninyo? Yes, thank you. Very energetic. I love this class. I love this class.
Masaya naman po ang namin, ang Sunday na. Kung I don't think na andito si Mickey. Congratulations. She got married this afternoon.
Who?
Oo, Mickey Ramos.
Yeah, I saw the picture sa FB.
She got married.
At kapitbahay ko na siya. Kapitbahay ko na sila.
Mayora, may request si Mr. Reniva, no? Kung pwede daw ituro kung paano mag-stream sa YouTube. Naman.
Okay, sige. Di simulan na natin doon. Wow, freestyle. Wala talagang outline.
Wala man lamang structure.
Kaya nga, ganun.
Parang stream of consciousness lang.
Po.
Para akong nakikinig sa sa radyo. Sa radyo.
Actually, Miss Tess, later may kakanta May pa-intermission tayo.
Okay.
Thank you, Cherie.
Nandito ba si Jacob? Huwag mong sabihin sa akin si Jacob yan. Okay.
Baka mag-leave po lahat nasa sa meeting pag si Jacob.
Ayan. Cheers, meron din pala tayong ibang mga kasama from other schools. So,
okay.
Ayan. Sige. Okay. May Lausher din tayong kasama. So, help me God. Paano?
So, puro English tayo.
Ang sasabihin ko lang, Sheshe, Lausher, Sheshe.
Tupuchi.
Oo, Diyos ko, bumili.
Mayora, may bago na naman tayong request. Paano raw ba yung pa-reminder bago pumasok? Ay, mga sikretong i-reveal natin later.
Oo, ganyan talaga.
Ayan. Sige na nga, start na natin to. Naglolokohan pa tayo. Tama na. Okay, so good evening, sirs. Good evening, teachers. Thank you for joining us tonight. Like what we said sa aming PubMat, this will not be too formal. So pwede pong nakapambahay, pwede kumakain kayo ngayon ng hapunan. Ayos lang po yon. Wala pong kaso yon. I-entertain namin kayo. And at the same time, nawa po kayo ay matuto sa aming fun tutorial using Zoom app. Ayan. So, Miss Santos, so here are panelists for tonight. Ayan. There you go. Ganda. Yan po yung credentials namin. Dahil pare-parehas naman po kami ng designation. Pare-parehas po kami. Just so you know, we're all from Junior High School English Department from Xavier School San Juan. Kaya yan po ang aming mga bagong-bagong picture ni Chopi. Yes. Okay. So I'm Miss Monzales. I'm handling grade 7 and grade 9 this school year. And I have with me Mr. Yes, go ahead, Chopi. Pero i-explain mo daw bakit Wi-Fi philanthropist yan.
Hello. Good evening po. Ayan, Sir Niva, tama po kayo. Medyo makapal pa po tayo dyan. Alam niyo na ibig sabihin na makapal. Wi-Fi philanthropist kasi ako po ay, pag bumagal po yung internet ko mamaya, ang ibig sabihin po niyan ay maraming nakakonect. Kung sino man po yung mga nakakonect na yun ay, alam na po nila yun. Ako po ay mahilig magalit kapag hindi ko po alam ang gagawin sa classroom. Andito po ang ating Madam Principal, Madam Tess. Kapag wala po akong magawa sa classroom, nagagalit po ako. Nauubos ko yung oras sa pamagitan ng galit ko po. And hindi ko alam yung may attitude, pero pwede na rin po. Thank you so much, Mayora.
Ayan. Thank you, Chopi. Next, we have Mr. Brian Moreno.
Hello po, magandang gabi. Ako po si Brian. Oh, sorry, may ano nga pala, may mga Chinese. Ni hao lao sir. So, I'm a vlogger. I need views for my videos, please. Please view my videos. I need views. I need a sideline. So I need people to view my video. I also like cakes and choco butternut. That's why I felt so sad when there's a rumor that choco butternut will be wiped out. So, and I also have attitudes. Negative or positive, it's up to you. So it's up to you there. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Moreno. And last but not the least, syempre, Miss Nicole Santos.
Hello, Xavier and other teachers. Welcome to our talk show. Nakalagay dyan ambush dancer because if there are any math teachers here, kaway-kaway mga math teachers, you would know that I'm dancing near your table. I will not explain why. I just like to dance near the long table. Okay, thank you. Hope you enjoy tonight.
Thank you, Miss Santos. Lahat pala sila nag-explain, no? Yung sa akin na lang, very short, tissue stealer. Kasi sa school namin, may free tissue per month. Hindi sila ever nagkakaroon ng free kasi hindi na dumadaan sa mga tables nila. Dumidiretso po sa table ko. Ayun. Kasi kailangan ko po siya dahil ako po ay CR enthusiast. Wala po tayong pinipili. Kaya nagpapasab, pumupunta sa CR. Iyon. So, coffee lover, syempre, sino ba namang hindi, no? Sa dami ng ating gagawin. Kailangan natin ng kape, pampatibay, okay? At para maipaglaban tayo. Yun po, thank you, Chair. So that's our introduction. And we'd like to show you now yung overview ng aming topics for tonight. Ayan. So we'll start with account, types and offering. So later may magbebenta po, pamain na lang po. Yung mga nagustuhan nyo, no? Pamain na lang sa ibebenta namin. Joke lang, Church. Wala po itong bentahan. Okay, as much as possible, we would like to show you even yung mga, especially yung mga free features nitong Zoom app. And then we have settings. So better if later you can sign in using your Zoom account sa zoom.us. Okay? And then we'll have apps. Ayan. Pati po pagpapaganda sa Zoom video, ako-cover din po natin yan. Scheduling and contacts. Also, we have the meeting. Ito na po, kung ano yung ginagawa natin ngayon, how to manipulate the apps most useful in call features. Okay? And then the last is ClassZoom or special teacher-friendly hacks. So that's one of the main reasons why we don't want to broadcast this live on Facebook. Kasi baka mamaya may mga mag-scroll na students tapos malaman nila yung mga hacks natin. Yan, malaman na nila yung mga friendly tips. So hindi po tayo nasa Facebook ngayon, kundi sa YouTube. So yun lang po. We'll start with account, types, and offering. Okay.
Before we start, Miss Monzy, sa mga participants natin, kung may mga if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. But if they will be addressed in a later portion, we won't answer them first. So just keep sending your questions and we'll see which ones can be answered by our panelists tonight. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Santos. Also, Chairs, feel free to screenshot whatever you can see. Kung mamaya medyo mabilisan kayo at hindi na kayo makasunod sa tutorials, just screenshot na lang po. Okay? Thank you. Sige, take it away, Chopi.
Again, good evening, Chairs. Ayan. Welcome to our of course, save your chairs and also teachers from other schools. Let me share my screen. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell Zoom. We don't have any we don't have any kickback here. No, we're not being paid by Zoom to do this. It's just that we saw this fit that we and thanks to Mayora for initiating this kind of semi-webinar, like what I told my classmates in the graduate school. Let me share my screen. Here you go. We're going to look at the plans and pricing that Zoom has. So contrary to so there are actually four. No, basically there are four plans that each teacher could get. No, not just a teacher, but this is actually being used in many businesses, in many enterprises. So we have basic, we have pro, you have business, and then enterprise. For basic, this is actually free. That's why some of you, even if you don't have a Zoom account, you'll be able to join one. No, so signing up, it's free. I think most of you, or if not all of you, already have your own account. So it hosts up to 100 participants. It's unlimited to one-to-one meetings, 40 minutes limit on group meetings. However, contrary to popular beliefs, if I may say popular beliefs, right now, Zoom actually made it available. I was telling my classmates po yesterday sa Ateneo that actually Zoom opened it because of the pandemic, because of what's happening right now. Zoom offered this free portion of Zoom as long as you have an EDU account. So, sure, if you still don't have an account that's tied with your EDU, for you to be able to enjoy the benefits, which I will be showing you later dito po sa my pro. Kasi konti na lang po there are only few differences that a pro account has compared to a basic account. No? So if you don't have an EDU account, if you have a Zoom account and it's not tied up with your EDU email, it just means that you will be you will have this unlimited one-to-one meetings. You will just have 4 minutes. But because it's been made free for everyone, for all teachers, as long as you have an EDU account, then you will be able to enjoy all the benefits that a pro account has. So there you go. There's a video con features, there's a webcon features, group collaboration features, and even some security. But this is where we are particular with the Pro one. For the Pro one, actually I and Mayora and Gia, we both of us have Pro accounts, so we do pay monthly. Actually, there are only few differences that a Pro account has compared to a basic one. But before I discuss those very few differences, let me just share to you this. So all the basic features are there. It includes 100 participants. If you need more, well, you have to pay more. Meeting duration limit is 24 hours. This meeting duration limit 24 hours is now, this is one benefit that you will have even if you're basic, even if you're not paying, as long as it's EDU. So all chairs, sa Xavier, if it's better that you get your Zoom accounts tied with our EDU, xs.edu.ph, so that we'll have this meeting duration limit for 24 hours. And then, of course, we have admin feature controls. You can customize your personal meeting ID. You can have a scheduler. And although this is one thing, that's the difference of a pro account from a basic account is, if you're going to record sessions, and I know that we're going to record sessions because if our students won't be able to meet with us, there's a problem with the internet and it's a synchronous session. There were a lot of instructions given by the teacher at a pangit naman that we repeat everything for them. If you have a pro account, the recording of your session will go directly to your cloud. But even now that we've been empowered, teachers now are empowered, that even if your account is free, even if it's basic, as long as you have an EDU account, your recording sessions will go directly to a local folder, no? So that's it. And then you can also have breakout rooms, no? You can also have breakout rooms. However, the only thing that you cannot have, and I think most of us, or if not all of us, have already attended webinars that have polls, no? May mga polls. For example, in our ADL with Ateneo Salt Institute, may mga polls po doon. You cannot have, yun lang, you cannot have a poll if you don't have a pro account, no? It's not for the basic, but you can also have breakout rooms and you can also manipulate this. Well, the breakout rooms naman po later will be provided to us by another speaker or by another panelist. All right, so there it's only $15 a month, so that's roughly 800 pesos, no? So, but I'm telling you right now, if you're not, kasi ako medyo may racket ako, I don't know, I think with Mayora as well, and she's also teaching using Zoom. We enjoy the benefits of having a pro account. But let me just tell you this, you don't need a pro account to enjoy the benefits that the teacher can enjoy using Zoom. A basic free account will already satisfy all your needs as long as it's tied up again to your EDU account. So the business one and the enterprise, this is more on hosting webinars, getting more participants, kasi basic and pro can only get 100. As if you're going to customize it, you can get more than 100. But for business, it's more than 300. For enterprise, it's more than 500. No, so this is, I think, what Father Ari and our central ad, I think, are using. No, so they can have a webinar na we don't really see each other, we don't really see one another, walang videos, and then you can ask questions only to the panelists. So that's already, those are advanced settings. No? So, well, if you have good friends, no, employers that you think they really have a lot, they have a lot of employees, no, and they will really benefit from this, then you can tell them to get a business or maybe an enterprise. No, so it's $20 a month. No? So that's about 1,000 pesos, I think, or more. No, so but right now, like what I said, I'll just emphasize that no need for a pro account, no need for you to pay $15 a month, so that's 800 pesos. Go with free and use your EDU. No, for our teachers, access.edu.ph. For other teachers, please make sure that your schools have this EDU, and I think private schools have. For DepEd naman, I know that there's a deped.gov.ph something, so you can enjoy that. So that's your Zoom meeting plus for business. Again, we're not getting anything from this. Wala po kaming kickback, no. So that's it. So once you sign up, it's free, get the basic one, and then you will be able to schedule a meeting, join a meeting, or even host. Well, hosting a meeting happens right at that moment. Schedule a meeting is what we're doing if we see that having a course, we see some meetings happening in the future, like next week or maybe tomorrow. No, so that would be for all the businesses. And then let me just tell you this, Churs, that if you're getting Zoom, you will be asked to download Zoom. No, you will be asked to download Zoom so that the whole system will run, no, in your computers. Zoom can have, you can manipulate Zoom through your browser. You can manipulate it through your because if you're able to download it, there will be an app there. There's also an app for iPads. There's also an app for phones. No, but the app for phones is the one that we're not actually using. No, but if you have one, that's good because it's very handy. You can join any Zoom meeting, even if you're walking or going to palengkes. No, you can use it if you have a phone with you. But really, we suggest, and I think all panelists would suggest, that it's better if you have it in your computers, in your laptops, in your desktops. No, it's also good to have it in iPads. No, later Brian will show you that if you're going to manipulate or you're going to configure some settings, it's better that you do it in through the browser. No, but let me just show you. Let me stop sharing my the browser. The one that you saw a while back is your browser. Wait lang, flip flop. I forgot something to. Here's my profile, no? Before I go to the app pala sa computer. So that's my profile. I have an account number. I have a personal meeting ID. It's better that you give a generally an automatically generated meeting ID. So that will be explained later. This is my sign-in email. You see it there. I'm licensed because I pay. I have 100. I can get 100 people. Of course, you will be asked to configure your time zone. There's a Philippines one. I think there's a Manila one, but I just placed here kasi mas kilala internationally, Hong Kong Special Administrative Region, SAR. So date format, time format, and I have a sign-in password. I think I'll tell them na, no, Mayora, that in terms of the differences between password and passcode? Do I tell them that na? Okay, thank you. The password is the one for your account. Okay, kasi di ba po we're being asked to also give passwords for passwords, to emphasize that. Passwords whenever we're going to join meetings, kasi it's not enough that you just give the meeting ID. But right now, because of confusion in terms of nomenclature or terminologies, password is now used as, it's now intended for your account. But if you're going to talk about the password for a meeting, it's not anymore a password, but it's called a passcode. All right, so password for your account, passcode for the specific meetings that you're going to have. So, well, secret po yan, that's my password. And I have a host key. The host key is, of course, now if you're going to show your host key, people will be able to, of course, get into the account that you have. No? But it's better that you have your personal na lang because, again, like what I said, it's for free as long as you have an EDU. All right, so that's all for browser, scheduling meetings, and then webinars, medyo iba na ito, recordings, those will be discussed later. Now, let me just show you the interface. So this is the browser, but now let me just show you the, where is it? The interface now of our, of the app here on desktop, no? So hindi ko na po ipapakita yung, I would not show you the iPad anymore, but dito na lang po. Once you download Zoom, you will see this interface. Where is it? Share. There you go. All right. Let me just move it. All right, here you go. So you have there, you can see there,
Shopee, wala yata nakikita. It's black lang.
wait, what?
It's just black. It's black.
Really? I'm showing right now my whole ano. Let me stop sharing. I'm sharing my, wait a minute.
Nakamute ka, Choppy.
Shopee, is this what you need to share?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's, wait. Can I stop sharing? What are you sharing, Mayora? That's it. All right. So that's what Mayora is showing right now is our the interface for the app, no? The app that you have on your computers once you download the Zoom, no? So, well, basically you will see the things that you'll see up on the interface of the browser, no? But you have there the home, you have there the chat, the meetings, and the contacts. But I will be particularly focusing on the chat and the contacts, no? People, because Zoom users only know that they just know things like just the hosting of the meetings, hosting of Mayoro, we can see each other. Can you go back to the ano?
There.
Can you go back to the, I can see the chat box. There you go. Yes. So you have there the four options: home, chat, meetings, and then contacts. So Zoom users only know that you just use Zoom for hosting meetings, webinars, conferences, and all. They don't know that you can actually build your own community of Zoom, of Zoom users, or even your in the school, So there for the chat, as long as you'll be getting, can I go to the contacts first, Mayora? We go to the contacts first. There you go. So you have the external. External is because, of course, lahat naman ng invite natin are external, no? Of course, you can see Mayora's, Gia's, sorry, I call her Mayora, no, because she's the former mayor of San Juan. So you can see there all the external, you can see there the external friends, no? Okay, so you can see there the external friends, no? So, yes. How do you do that? No? How do you do that? There's a small. Yes.
Sorry, pag may mga chat kasi,
can we have somebody?
Okay na.
Okay, sige. All right, so sorry kasi that's a different one. Okay. In that case, there's a small plus up there. That's it. When you click that, you can add the contact. So how do you add the contact? Just enter the email address and you will have it there. No, so of course the email address should be the one with the edu. So that's it. The contact, or the invitation will be sent to the teachers. Now what we did was to have our own groups. No, so yes, thank you so much, Mayora, for your support. Can we go to the channels now? Can we go to the channels? So the channels, of course, those are your groups, no? So if on Messenger we have groups, we have GCs, no? So there you can also have grade 7 English team, junior high school English department. So you can use Zoom app on your desktop as really your own way of communicate, as your own means or mode of communicating to your teachers, to your co-teachers, or to anybody that you have. Yeah, so there you can meet. You need not go to the to schedule a meeting. You just push that button, meet, and then everybody there will be invited to, of course, to the Zoom one. So there you go. You're about to invite all members of this group to join. So, but of course, you will still be there in the Zoom video. It's just that you need not schedule a meeting. It's already there because you have a group. So teachers, no, if you're not really into, of course, we're into Messenger, but if you just want to separate Messenger, this is for personal concerns, and then total we're using Zoom naman, so you can use Zoom to create your own groups, invite all the teachers, invite all the contacts, and then chat them. So look at Brian's favorite meme. All right, walang ganun Mars, no? So those things, no? So those are very good. Apart from the home, apart from the meetings, you can chat with them, you can create your network of contacts. So it's Zoom made it really pliable, I think, for every one of us. So there you go. So if you still don't have a Zoom account, maybe you just entered this Zoom kasi it's free and really you haven't signed up. Please sign up with your EDU account. It's for free, and then later, as Mayora and Nika discuss some things about the features of Zoom for teachers, babanggitin naman, they will mention later some of the difference. But so far, there are only few instances ng differences of the pro account that's paid $15 compared to contrasted, no, to the one that's basically free as long as you have an EDU account. So now I give the floor to, if there's really a floor, I give it to Brian, because Brian will be now discussing settings, no, how to configure settings so that it will not be a problem for you as you go along with meetings. All right, thank you so much. Take it away, Brian.
Hi teachers, good evening. Buhay pa po ba tayo? Ang daldal po talaga ni Chopi, pasensya na po siya. Pasensya na po. So ganyan po talaga. Every single day, pag nandun kami sa campus, talagang ganyan siya. So pagpasensyaan nyo na po, ang dami niya sinabi. Pero kung ano po, if you have any questions, put lang po dun sa baba, sa chat box. Pamay na lang din po. Pamay. Lalo na po sa single sa amin ni Chopi, kung gusto po magpamain kasi single po kami. Joke lang. Anyway.
Brian, before you continue, I'll just turn on the poll, yung poll feature, no? Cheers pa,
Yeah,
sagot na lang din. Yan. To help us later. There you go.
Sagot na lang po.
And then if you have like topics in mind that you'd want us to elaborate more on, so please let us know.
Yan. Mayora, meron daw may nagtatanong ko sa split screen. We're going to talk about that later.
Yan. Split screen, sige. Si Jacob sana split, no? Kaya lang wala eh. So,
andyan siya!
Sige. Ay, andyan ba siya? Oh, shout out to our favorite friend.
I'm here.
Pakipagalawang Ouija.
I'm here. Hello, good evening.
I shut my clothes.
Chopi, may nagtanong pala dito sa chat box, si Lausher. Worth it ba ang paid account?
Well, in terms of like what I said, if you want to enjoy, for example, polling, yan, you really can't have polls, no, if your account is the one that's basic or free. Well, the paid ones have it, no. In our case kasi, if because in my case, I can actually have more than 100 no, participants if I'm going to host my own webinar, to host my own like this, no. Kasi in this case, well, Mayora's account din naman is paid, but if you're going to have more than 100, I think it's good to have it. Well, medyo malaki yung 800 right now given the pandemic. It's 800 still, it's 800 pesos. But given that there are some, like what I said, there are some features naman made available, and that your recording of the session will not really anymore share with all the many files that you have in your desktop, because there will be a free cloud for you where you can see all the recording sessions. Well, I think it's worth it, no, in my case, if you have other things to do. But if the purpose of your Zoom is really just not just, but it's really for teaching, it's to you just want to host meetings, see your students synchronously, and then you also want them to you can have breakout rooms and those things, no. And I think no need for you to really get a paid account. Just get the basic and the free one, unless you really have other things to do apart from teaching. Yun lang.
Besides, you could also you could use other polling applications or polling websites. It's easy. It's okay lang naman na ganun. May tanong dito there's a question from Shireen.
Yeah.
Can we use polls sa breakout rooms? Lalabas kaya sa lahat ng rooms yung same poll?
Shireen, for the breakout, for the poll feature, wala siya for edu account. So for paid account lang siya. Yun. So if you want, you can just use other websites for the polling feature. Ayun.
Yes.
Tapos,
and Lausher, I think, has a question. Yes, Lausher, there's a question about split screens. Like we said, that will be discussed later, Lausher. Thank you for your.
Yes, Lausher. I'll talk about sharing PPT or PowerPoint and then Keynote. Yan. Sige, later on. But before mag-start si Brian, no? So si Brian, he'll talk about or he'll discuss the Zoom settings. So may isang question sa akin privately. He was asking how to create a reminder bago mag-umpisa yung Zoom meeting. So if you saw it a while ago, yon. So may number 1, this session will be recorded. Number 2, ganyan. Unfortunately, it's only for paid account. So if you have a paid account, you can have a reminder set for your participants or for your students. But if wala naman, you can utilize your screen. So once they enter, okay, either dun ka magbigay ng message sa waiting room, or once they enter, like the usual webinars, no, naka-flash na yung reminders mo sa screen. Ayun. Thank you. Sige, go ahead, Brian.
And you could send a message sa waiting room. So let's say, for instance, we're using the free account, yung .edu account natin. Even if you can't really change the configuration or the settings of the waiting room, you can send a message to the waiting room. So there. Even if we can't change the settings or the message in the waiting room, you can always send a message there. Okay, so now, teachers, we're going to talk about the settings, the Zoom settings. The Zoom settings that I'm going to show you is for the free account, because I will be showing you the .edu account, or the .edu Zoom account that I have and that I will be using in my classes this school year. Now, let me share my screen. There.
Teachers, I think better din kung masundan nyo si Brian. So if you can't take a screenshot, pwede naman na in another browser, you're also doing the settings para ma-enable nyo na and ma-disable yung mga kailangan. Yun po.
Okay. So here, so you just have, by the way, you can't access these settings in the app. So it's always important that you go to your browser to change the settings. These are not available in the app. So if you download the app, these settings can only be changed, or it's better to change these settings in a browser. Okay, so let's sign in. Sign in. There. Once you sign in, so this is the first thing you're going to see once you sign in. That's the first thing you're going to see. What you're going to do now is to go to settings. So you just have to click this. So click settings. It's found on the left side of the screen. So it's found on the left side of the screen. This page that you're seeing now contains all the settings that we have for the free account. Again, I'm using a free account. This is my .edu account. So here are some of the settings that I have for my meetings. So I have enabled the waiting room. These settings that you see here that can't be changed, these are, since I have a free account, these can't be changed. So these can't be changed. These are set by Zoom itself. So it's set by Zoom. So I have enabled my waiting room. So these can't be changed because these are specific or by default set by Zoom. So embed passcode in the invite link. Sometimes when you create an invite link, sometimes those people who will click the link will still need to input the password. Enable this setting or enable this setting so that the passcode will be encrypted or will be part of or will be encrypted in the link. So your participants don't need to put the passcode anymore. So the participants don't need to put the passcode anymore. So you have to enable that. Okay. Next, only authenticated users. If I am not, Mayora, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the setting wherein participants could actually stream the meeting outside. If I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, ha, Mayora? So if you will...
sorry. That setting, if let's say that they don't have a Zoom account or they didn't sign up for a Zoom account, they can still join the meeting. But if you enable it, those who did not sign up for a Zoom account, they can't access your meeting. Yeah.
Okay. There. So I have disabled it. Okay, I have disabled it. There, for scheduling a meeting, so host video, if you would want, or if you don't want to be seen once you start the meeting, you can enable this. Participants video, since in our school, it's important during synchronous sessions that we will see our students. So I enabled that. Audio type, computer audio, that is the default by Zoom. Okay. Join before host. I have disabled this for classroom management purposes because I do not want my students to be having a riot before I enter the meeting room. So I have disabled the join before host so that I would have command of my classroom as soon as my students enter. Enable personal meeting ID. I have enabled that. Use personal meeting ID when scheduling a meeting. But take note that the
Brian, mukhang naglag ka yata.
Sorry. Hold on. Okay. Can you hear me, Chers? Hello?
Yes, I
Okay
can
na
hear
po.
you.
There. So there. So I have this. I have disabled this and this. So these are not very important naman in the classroom. So you can disable that. Mute participants upon entry. Actually, in all honesty, I think our students already know that they have to mute themselves in entering the meeting room. Still, we would want to use this or enable this setting so that students will really be so that the students will be muted immediately upon entering the meeting room. Upcoming meeting reminder for reminders about the meeting. I have enabled that. That is for the scheduled meeting. For the basic meeting settings, require encryption for third-party endpoints. We do not want our meeting to be streamed anywhere, so we have to enable this. You have to enable that. Okay. Now, chats allow meeting participants to send a message visible to all participants. You would want to enable that. Okay, so allow meeting participants to send a message visible to everyone. Okay. But I have enabled the setting that prevents participants to save the chat. Okay, that prevent the participants to save the chat. Unless, of course, there will be some things that will be put on chat. Okay, but I have enabled this setting. Okay. Private chats, because we can there's a tendency for students to really have a private chat while you're having a discussion. They may be sending private chats. So to avoid that, I have disabled the private chat setting. However, if you're going to save the chat, the private messages of students can still be saved. So kung may nagchichismisan, if there's someone gossiping behind you while you're having a class, if you will save the chat, the private chat will also be saved. The private chat will also be saved. So, but to avoid any distraction during class, I have already disabled that. So there's no one who can chat privately in my classes. Auto-saving chats. Okay. If this you can enable this, but there's a manual way of saving chat. So after the meeting, you can manually save the chats. Sound notification when someone joins or leaves. Okay. This is a good setting primarily because it's a notification if someone is joining or has joined the meeting or someone has left. For attendance purposes, it's good that you will enable this. Okay. But the sound should be only heard by the host and co-host. It would be distracting if everyone actually hears the sound notification. So hosts and co-hosts only. So every time, like in this meeting, only the four of us, Gia, Nika, Chobi, and I can hear the sound every time someone joins or leaves this meeting. So only us could hear it. Then when someone joins by phone, okay, this is an added security setting. Okay, this is an added security setting. File transfers. Okay. So if you would want students to submit something through chat, you may want to enable this, but you can also limit what type of files can be sent. I personally have allowed .docx, .pdf, .txt, .xls files, .keynote files, and the PowerPoint presentation files can be sent. So this will prevent students to send pictures or memes during your classes. This prevents sending of memes in your classes. Then feedback to Zoom if there's anything that happened in your meeting. You can enable this. Okay, you can enable this. Sorry. Okay. Then display end of meeting experience feedback. Sometimes if you will enable this, there will be an automatic feedback survey on the meeting, the duration of the meeting. Is there anything is there a problem that happened? So if you would want to have that kind of feedback survey, you can enable that. Show meeting toolbar, especially if you're sharing your screen, okay, you would want to really enable this setting. Show Zoom windows during screen share. You can enable that as well. Now, screen sharing for my meetings, only the host can share. So only the host can share. However, in the duration of the meeting, you can change that setting. You can allow your participants to share their screen during the meeting, especially if there's a need for sharing of insights or sharing of outputs. You can manually change that setting during a meeting. Disable desktop or a screen share for users. Okay, again, you can change that setting if you're in a meeting. Annotation. So I have allowed the host and the participants to annotate, especially if you're going to share a screen that serves as a whiteboard. Okay, there. That serves as a whiteboard. And you can save the whiteboard as well. There, I have enabled that setting. Next, we have remote control. During screen sharing, the person who is sharing can allow others to control the shared content. There, I have enabled that. For non-verbal feedback, so if you will notice, there are non-verbal feedbacks there. There's yes. If you're going to look at if you're going to look here, there. So yes, no, go faster, go slower. These are the non-verbal feedback. You can enable that in a free account. So you can enable that in a free account. Meeting reactions. Allow remove participants to rejoin. If there are students who get disconnected, we would want them to rejoin the meeting. So we have to enable this. I allow participants to rename themselves. I have disabled it primarily because there might be some students who will change their names and say bad words or say bad things in their names. So I have disabled that. Hide participant profile pictures in a meeting. You can enable this. If there are people who are not in video, if you will notice, if there are people who are not on video, their profile pictures will be the ones that will appear. However, if you enable this, then the name of the participant will be the one that will appear. So I have enabled that. Now, here are some more other settings. Report participants to Zoom. Okay. So if there's someone who is being disruptive during the meeting, especially if it's a disruption in terms of security, like there's someone who entered the meeting, you can enable that so that it will be reported to Zoom. Okay. This is the breakout room. So you host or teach, you can now create breakout rooms. If you have a group activity, so you enable that. Okay, there, and allow hosts to assign participants to breakout rooms when scheduling. You can do that as well. Okay, remote support, I have disabled it. Closed captioning, I have disabled it as well. Save captions if there are captions that will appear in the meeting. But since I'm not expecting any sort of captions, I disabled that. Far end control, camera control, I have disabled that as well. Virtual background, so customize your background to keep your environment private. I have enabled it. However, I have disabled the use of videos for virtual background. There's a lot of videos online that show the virtual backgrounds of students and pretending that they're listening, but they're not. So you can disable the use of videos for virtual backgrounds. So they can have a virtual background, but I have disabled the use of videos for virtual background. Identify guest participants in the meeting or webinar. Okay. So I have disabled that. Auto answer in group chat, I have disabled that as well. So these ones that are disabled, these are not important. Now, I have enabled this setting because it can be possible, if I enable this setting, it can be possible that students can join from their browser. Okay. But if students will join from their browser, they will not have the complete experience of actually being or seeing their classmates because the default setting of join from browser is just the speaker being seen by the students. So I have enabled it. So if there are some problems with students not having an app, they can join from the browser, and they could still be part of the meeting from the browser. The only difference is that they only see the speaker during the meeting. Request permission to unmute. I have this. You can enable or disable this. For me, I disabled it. Okay. And finally, so email notifications. So this will be very important. Enable that so that you will be notified about anything. And other settings. Okay. These are not very important. Okay. But if you would want to enable this setting, you can enable that setting there. So those are some settings that you could change in your Zoom account. Remember, please make sure that you're going to change these settings in the browser. You can't change them in the app. So these will not be available in the app. There. So are there any questions about the settings? Sorry. Questions? Before I turn over the virtual floor to Miss Nika Santos. Oh, no, or is it Gia?
It's Miss Monzy.
It's me.
Oh.
May mga questions lang, Brian, in the chat, pero we tried our best to answer it for you as well while you're speaking.
Okay. Thank you.
Ayan. Are there any questions po, Butchers, when with regard to the settings? Wala naman.
Miss Gonzalez, it's just,
Yes.
I think one thing to clarify lang, no? There's a Zoom app that you will have on your desktop. The Zoom app also has settings, but
Yes.
I would rather know that you go with how Brian did it, no, because not he edited, but he configured all the settings using the browser, because there's a button there in the Zoom app that, of course, there are some easy settings that you can configure using the Zoom app. But there's one button there. There's one option there that if you press that, or if you click on that, it will just bring you to the settings where Brian brought you. So I would rather that you go directly to configuring the settings where Brian started, and then everything that he showed you, so that it will just apply of course to your account. So that's it. Thank you, Mayora.
Yes. So are there any questions, Chers?
Yes,
Kung
yes.
wala- yes, sir.
I just found the word na, can you edit the settings of an existing class? Or kailangan before you set up a class, the settings i-set up mo na rin. Pero I'm not satisfied. For example, we've been asked to make Zoom links, di ba? Zoom classes. But now, I saw Brian's presentation and I said, I want to change the settings of my class. Can I do that?
Yes, sir. It's still possible po. What Brian did will actually apply to most of your meetings. So, iba yung setting for your Zoom link when you created the Zoom link, and iba din po yung settings na ginawa ni Brian. So, if you want, I can just share it with you. So, I'll share my screen.
Okay, thank you.
Ayan. Can you see it now? You're seeing yourselves. Now you're seeing my screen. Ayan. So, sir, ito yung meeting. So, let's say I created this recurring meeting. If you want to edit it, there's an edit button. Yes, we can still edit it. But limited on yung options natin dito. Only regarding the meeting. So, meeting ID, meeting password, video for host on, tapos participants video on also. But the other advanced options here will only give you enable waiting room, enable join before host, only authenticated users can join, and the likes. So save. So that's how you can edit the meeting. Ayan, I'll stop sharing. But if you'd like to edit other features, you have to go to zoom.us po talaga. And that will be applied to your meeting that you've created.
Thank you.
Ayan, sige. Any other questions po? Wala na. Okay, so let's proceed. I'll be sharing my screen. So I'll talk about the Zoom meeting, like what we're doing right now. And so please let me know if you can see yourselves or no pala, if you can see us, the four of us. Yes, and si Brian. So here, mute, can you see the options, same as system, built in? Yes, you can see it. Okay, thumbs up. Okay, if you're, just a tip, if you are using a AirPod, Bluetooth earphones, okay, when you use your Bluetooth earphones and connect it to your laptop, you have to make sure that you're still going to check the built-in microphone or external microphone. Sorry, same as system. Since I'm using an earphone, so yes, I have a built-in microphone here, so I'll click this. But if same as system, you'll be using the microphone of your laptop, which is more ideal. Kasi usually pag AirPods or other Bluetooth earphones, nagmamuffle yung sound. And for the select a speaker, so same as system, or I can hear you via headphones. Yeah, there. So for other settings, you can test your speaker and microphone. You can also switch to phone audio if you're using a phone. Leave computer audio if you don't want to listen to, like what if pumasok ka sa webinar tapos the music is really loud. You can leave computer audio. You will not be able to hear that anymore. Then for other audio settings, ayan, here you will be directed to this dialog box. Can you see it, Chers? General, video, audio. Yes, can you hit a thumbs up if you can see it? Okay, sige. Let's start with general. Hopefully masundan nyo. We'll do it in the left panel. We'll do it one by one. So for the general, use dual monitors. What is this for? If you can't, when we say dual monitors, like using your laptop and using something else or another device. So pwede iPad to laptop. You can connect via sidecar. You can connect via cable, pwede din yun. So, yun, ibang tutorial pa yun. So, we'll get to that siguro next time. And then, I tried this dual monitor, pero I connected my laptop to my TV. So, I used the VGA connector, male to male. Yan. Tapos, after that, kita ko yung participants ko sa TV and then kita ko yung screen ko in my laptop. So, if you want to try that setup, okay lang din. So, enter full screen when starting or joining a meeting. Sige, yes. Questions? Okay. And then automatically copy invite link once the meeting starts. If you want to, yes, you can check this. Ask me to confirm when I leave the meeting. Yes, okay, it's important. Baka may hindi pa talaga end ng meeting and then you just accidentally pressed it. So better to enable this. Show my meeting duration. Yes. Add Zoom to Mac OS menu bar. Okay, pwede, which you will see later. Stop my video and audio when my display is off or screensaver begins. You can do this. And another hack pala, just in case you are in a meeting and then you're a participant also just call your name, pwede mong i-unmute yung sarili mo using the space bar. So you hold it and then you speak. You wait for the red slash to be removed. Sige, Chers, can we try it? Hold niyo yung space bar and then I will see. Sige. Will work ba? Ayan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah. Okay. So yun. So if it works, you can do that. So para hindi mo na laging ipipress yung mute and unmute na mic kasi sometimes naiiwan na naka-unmute eh. So nagkakaroon ng problema sa meetings, di ba? Biglang tumitilaok, biglang may pumapasok na kung ano-ano. Okay? And then remind me 5 minutes before my upcoming meetings. Yes, this is also important. And then here, some are using the light theme, pero ako, I prefer the dark theme. Yan. And then skin tone, yan, kung very particular kayo dyan, sige, kung gusto nyo maging hepa yellow, go ahead, click it. And then kung gusto nyo maging dark brown, okay, go ahead, it's your choice. And then, next, let's proceed to the video. Yan. You're seeing me, I'm seeing myself also. Widescreen, yes. And then enable HD, no need kasi pampataas din to ng bandwidth. Okay. If you want other people to see, some lines and no themes for Windows. He. Ganun. Okay. Sige. So, here, mirror my video. Pwede. Actually, this is just orientation. So, pag in-unclick ko to, yan, magpapalit lang siya. Check it. Yan. Mas maganda yung angle ko dito eh. So, why not check this? Tama? So, you choose ano magandang angle nyo. And then, touch up my appearance. Yes, very important. Okay. And then, para pampatanggal ng pores yan. And kung wala kayong skincare, dyan na lang tayo kumapit. May questions here, no? Ay, sorry, Mr. Gao, nakita tuloy, no? Bakit minsan may profile pic, minsan wala? Sir, it's the settings sa ginawa ni Brian kanina, zoom.us. Pag sinabi mong hide profile pictures of participants, pag hindi pinapakita ang video, then people won't see your profile picture. That's my setting also. Same kami. Okay, say the host had a connection problem. Will the meeting automatically end? Unfortunately, yes. Unless you have a co-host or you made someone a host, masusustain yung meeting. Yun.
Pero in our experience in using Zoom before, if let's say for instance na disconnect si host, minsan na-transfer yung hosting minsan.
Yeah.
So,
pero just to be safe lang, pwede naman na, let's say may teacher companion ka or you have your class officers with you, you can transfer the hosting. Yun, para ma-safeguard lang na hindi mag-e-end yung meeting if in case may problem ka sa connection. Ayun. There. And then, always display participant name. Yes. Turn off video when joining a meeting. Yes, I do that. Lalo na pag hindi ako ready. Okay? May mga kailangan pang ayusin. Always show video preview dialogue okay, when joining a video meeting. Okay, yes. Hide non-video participants. Yes, if you want to take photos, pero usually, pag kinlik ko to, lahat kayo mawawala, matitira lang kaming 4 dito. Because all of you don't have your videos turned on. Okay, and then spotlight my video when speaking. Yes, kung gusto nyo. Okay, they will only see your face when you speak. But there's also an option later. I'll show you now. You can pin the video of yourself talking. Okay, or you can also have a gallery view. Kasi remember, di ba? We have speaker view or gallery view. Speaker view, si Brian nandyan. Okay, gallery view, everybody. Okay, and then for audio, let's go to audio. So basically, yun lang naman siya. Use separate audio device to play ringtone simultaneously. No need. Okay. And then, ito siya, Church, yung pinakita ko kanina. Press and hold space key to temporarily unmute yourself. So no need to click the mic icon every time you want to unmute and mute yourself. Okay. And then share screen. Enter full screen when the participant share screen. Okay. Maximize. Sige lang. Yung side-by-side mode, sige. I'll skip that muna, no, kasi may mga hindi makitang controls dito. Pero for the interest of time, I'll just go through the important details dito sa settings natin. Ayan. So the chat settings, okay, show all unread messages on top if you want also unread message count so you can see. Okay, and start at the first unread, yes. Push notifications, all messages. Okay, play sound when I receive a new message. Yes, please, especially if it's important. Mute notifications while I'm in a meeting or internal call. Yes. Show message preview. Okay, yes. Okay, for virtual back. Yes. Yes. Okay, back to me. For virtual background, you can just click I have a green screen, even though you don't have a green screen. Pwede yan. Basta plain yung background mo. Okay, and then you can just choose, ito, nakita niyo, si Mayor Francis, minsan yung background ko siya because, the best ng mayor ng San Juan. Okay, I did this in one of our meetings. Tinry kong picturean yung sarili ko. Nag-alas estudyante ako. Tinry kong picturean yung sarili ko. Okay, and then I'll leave a meeting. Pero hindi siya pwede. Yan. Medyo ang weird lang, di ba? Kasi nakikuha niya yung ibang background. Ayan. And then, ayan, mga parasite natin. So, yeah, inanon ko na lang. So that's for the virtual background. And then, if you disable yung kanina sa zoom.us settings ni Brian, na yung video yung magiging virtual background niya, then hindi pwedeng mag-video, only photos. Ayan. And automatic, if you start your recording, if you're using an Edu account, it means masasave siya sa local sa local recording siya, which means sa laptop mo siya masasave. But if you have a paid account, you can store it in the cloud. Ayan. So cloud recording, you have 1 gig available for storage. Okay? So I'll close this setting. So ayan, stop video. And then, just for the security, kita niyo ba? If you know na lahat na ng participants nyo or all of your students are already inside the classroom, you can lock the meeting. Meaning, nobody else can join your meeting. Yeah. Okay, so I'll unclick this kasi there are some people are still, coming inside the meeting. Tapos enable waiting room, yes. Okay. And also, by the way, even if you enable waiting room sa zoom.us, pag in-uncheck nyo tong enable waiting room dito, mawawalan kayo ng waiting room pa din. So your default settings will be what you will set in zoom.us, but you can always change it when you start your meeting. Okay? Allow participants to share screen. Yes, naka-check din. Chat, yes. Okay. But I can also, for the chat, let's say I don't want others to send private messages to each other, like the students among themselves. So host only. They can only message me privately, pero not their other classmates. Okay? Participant can chat with no one. Chat is disabled. Yan. So here, ito yung tatlong dot dito. Ideally, everyone publicly. Ayan. Okay? And then, for the security, no, don't allow to rename themselves. Annotate on shared screen, yes, you can. Okay, remove participant, yes, pwede, if they want to put them in the waiting room. So, ganun na daw po yung punishment ngayon. Pag hindi ka nakikinig, doon ka sa waiting room. Ganon. Security option is for paid account. Hindi po, sir. Kahit na edu account lang, merong ganitong security option. There. And then for the participants, ayan, I can control more. I can ask Ryan to start the video, Roseanne to be the host. I can put her also in waiting room. I can remove her. Okay. So if you are, let's say, calling your students during discussion in class and you want him or her to recite, pwedeng ask mo to start the video. Okay. And then also this one, sige, I think Miss Santos will talk about these options later. Okay. Wala akong security option. How will this be enabled? Hindi. Pag host kayo, makikita niyo yan. Kasi since I'm hosting, may security option ako. Pero if you're the host, you have the security option. Co-host can only be applied if paid account. Yes, correct. But what you can do is make someone a host. If you are only using an edu account, pwedeng make host yung ibang participant, pero not co-host. Yun. Okay. Pag nag-lock ng meeting, makakapasok pa rin po ba ang mga accidentally na disconnect? Yes, they can. Kasi sa zoom.us na ginawa ni Brian na setting, okay, those who were removed, those who, like what Nika did a while ago, malis siya, bumalik siya, nakapasok pa din siya. Okay, especially if our students are having, connectivity issues. Okay, and then for the share screen, let's talk about the three checks here. When I click one participant can share at a time, meaning ako lang yung pwede mag-share ng screen. But if I click multiple participants, pwede Nika and I are sharing screen. Okay? Pwede, both of us. Pero the participants will choose what to look at. So makikita niyo sa taas, ayan. Makikita niyo sa taas, diba? Either my screen or Nika Santos screen. Sige. I'll stop Nika sharing. Okay. So nakita niyo na? Now you're seeing my screen again. Okay. Good. Yan. So if I click share screen, okay, cheers, dito na tayo sa share screen when you're doing your class. Here, share computer sound, palagi ito. Always click this. Kasi pag hindi mo siya kindik, let's say mag-play ka ng video, they wouldn't hear the sound from its original source. So pwedeng garal-gal, pwedeng mahina, and pwedeng hindi nila marinig at all yung music or yung video na piniplay mo, yung sound. Okay? And then, desktop, this is what I'm sharing right now. Whiteboard, yes, if you're a math teacher and then you want to solve a problem and then meron kang Apple pen and then iPad connected, pwede din yun. Diyan ka magsusulat. Tapos pwedeng, ito, different tabs in Google Chrome. Yan, pwede mo rin i-share dyan. And then, now for the advanced feature sa taas, okay, I'll click this portion of screen. When we say portion of screen, I can control what my participants can see. So let's say I'll click this. And then I'll click, natatabunan. I'll click share. So gusto ko lang, ay, nawawala. Gusto ko lang makita nyo itong part ng, ng desktop ko na yan. So later on, pwede natin itong gamitin sa Keynote while presenting. So if you've seen my tutorial, nandun din siya. So I'll stop sharing. Okay? And then, I'll share this screen again. Yan. So for advanced, pwedeng music or computer sound only. Like kung gusto niyo lang ng like examine, let's say magpa-examine kayo, gusto niyo lang may background sound during prayer, ganyan, during reflection, pwedeng music lang. Content from second camera, ito medyo advanced na to. So you need to connect to gadgets or device na for this. And then files, sharing files, and you can share, file from Google Drive in your Zoom meeting. So if they say, let's say that they need, parang they're required to have a handout, ganyan, pwede kayo mag-share din dito. Ayun. Tapos, ayan, meron akong polling feature kasi I'm using a paid account. And then, I'm also recording. So if I stop recording, magkakaroon ng green outline itong buong meeting natin, okay? Pero indicating na we're not recording anymore. So, and again, another good feature that you can find also, even with paid account, unpaid or edu account, is this breakout rooms. This is very useful if you are if you are doing your group work. So here we have 40 participants. So I will determine how many groups or / rooms I'm having. So let's say gusto ko, I have 40 students, and for each group there will be 5 members. So 8. Ayan. 8 rooms. Tapos, pwedeng automatic. Can you see the automatic and manually na option? Yes, okay. Pwedeng automatic, meaning that's very random. So, pwedeng si Nika magkakasama, hindi niya kilala, pwede. But if you want to do it manually, pwede din. So, you'll just click the list for let's say for example, group 1, ganyan. I'll click the name of Jacob, I'll click the name of Lance, and then I'll click the name of Nika, and then Choppy. Yan. So I'll create breakout rooms. So if I create breakout rooms, that hindi naman automatic mapupunta kayo lahat sa breakout rooms. Pag nag-decide lang ako na mag-breakout rooms kayo. And then, ang maganda din sa breakout room, yes, you cannot be all in the same in all groups. Pero when you visit a group, let's say pumunta ako sa group nila Choppy, Nika is in another group. If she needs my help, i-click niya lang sa may panel na ask for help. And then magno-notify sa akin, Nicole Santos is asking for your help. Ayun. So yes, you need to activate the breakout rooms in your zoom.us settings. So you see,
nanay ko yan.
Hi po, tita. Hi, Miss Carcar. Bali ang gagawin nyo. Ang gagawin nyo, makikita nyo yung lahat ng settings sa zoom.us, nagmamanifest siya sa meeting mo sa Zoom app. Yun. Kaya very important na i-configure nyo muna yung zoom.us na setting. Okay? Yun. Tapos reactions, ayan. Yes, thumbs up. Yes, clap. Okay. Can I get a thumbs up, everybody? Yan, very good. Okay, next. So you can do this, okay, if you want to have a random check, no, if they're listening. So sabihin mo lang sa mga estudyante mo, siyempre yung mga hindi nag-thumbs up at all or hindi na late, ganyan, baka they're doing something else, no? Will it be possible to change the reactions? As far as I know, hindi. Ito na yung ito na talaga yung nakalagay sa options. Pero, like as a participant, let's say here, you can if you need a break, ayan, you can use this icon. So there are features here pa that we can have. So if you want to request teacher to go slower, teacher to go faster, yan. Okay, so there are also features in the participants list, which you can also access. Okay? Thank you. Okay, Church, before I proceed with sharing PPT and Keynote, how to pop out the chat box. Ayan lang siya. What do you mean pop out? If I click it, naka-automatic. Okay. Kasi dito sa view participants, show chat. Yan. View or show manage participants. Hindi ba siya automatic sa'yo? Huwag mo siyang i-side by side. If ever. Ayan. Okay. Tapos ito yung more. Disable attendee annotation. Ayan, pwede nyo, hindi sila pwede magsulat. But if you're going to ask them to write, show names of annotators, meaning whatever they will write, attach yung name nila. Hide floating meeting controls. No, please, kasi it's easier to navigate kapag nakikita mo siya palagi. Share computer sound. Yes, I'm doing it now. Copy, stop live stream, copy streaming link. Okay. Ayan, I got it na. Thanks. Okay. So, I'll share lang very quick yung kaninang mga features na hindi nadaanan ni Brian, no? So, nakikita niyo po yung account ko, choose 3. Choose na lang kayo among the 3. Pero this is an example of paid account setting. So, yung question kanina ni Ryan Gaon, how are you going to change the setting? Ito, yung waiting room options, wala nito sa Edu account or sa paid account. Okay? So, pwede ka lang makapag-edit or makapagawa nun kapag may paid account ka. So, customize waiting room. Pwede ka malagay ng logo. Pwede ka din ito yung meeting note ko. This session will be recorded, and then number 2, number 3. Yan, close. And then, for live streaming sa video, we'll go to in meeting. Ito, we'll go in meeting and basic. If you want to do a live stream, dapat naka-disable tong encryption for third-party endpoints. Kasi YouTube and Facebook, they're considered third-party already. So, para makapag-live stream ka, dapat disable ito. And then, in my here, sorry, medyo mahaba siya. Dito sa live stream, merong option kasi sa live stream. Ayan, allow live stream meetings, Facebook, Workplace by Facebook, YouTube, and then custom live streaming service. I haven't tried the custom live streaming, pero for me, okay naman, helpful naman ang Facebook and then YouTube only. Okay? Ayan, so yan lang yung 2 options available sa paid na hindi available sa Edu. Pero yeah, you can still maximize the other settings ng Edu account. Ayan. May questions pa po ba before I proceed? Wala. Okay, how do I share my PPT? Let's start with PowerPoint muna kasi I think early Ed or EED will use PowerPoint dahil most of their templates will come from Canva. Thank you very much, Canva. Yan. So here, I'll share my screen, and this is Canva. Ayan. I'll present. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there. So, papakita ko lang sa inyo yung screenshots and yung agenda ko today. Next. Yan, sharing PPT. So here, if you're using PPT instead of Keynote, go to slideshow. Make sure you configure these options, play narrations, and use timings, show media, or controls. So, ito, sa taas. So, di ba pag sa Keynote ka, usually meron din ganitong settings. So, view, file, yan. So, home, insert, draw, and then go to slideshow, and then enable these setups. And then after, okay, browsed by an individual or window para ma-separate mo yung PowerPoint mo later on dun sa chat box and then dun sa videos ng participants or quote-unquote their avatars. So slides, all, because if you're going to show all of your slides, all, okay, and then advanced slides, use timings if present, okay? Yeah, so I can just share these screenshots with you. Yan, bali ganyan yung mangyayari. So magpe-play siya in another window. And then, okay. Wait. Can you see the photo? Hindi. Hindi, no? Lumalabas ba yung photo sa inyo or no?
The girl, yung teacher?
You're just a girl teacher.
Hindi, may screenshot dapat. Anyway, wait lang. I'll stop sharing. Tapos,
Canva na ata yun.
oo nga eh, may problema sa Canva. Pero anyway, okay, I have the raw files here. Sige, pictures, while I'm looking for it, may mga tanong po ba kayo?
Sorry, Gia, will you be explaining how to share your slides while on presenter view?
Yeah, yes. Wait lang. Nasaan yun? Teka lang
Maybe Nika, we can also copy and paste the link, yung tutorial ni Mayora on how to do that, so that kasi we will not actually be able to see everything do sa desktop, maybe they can follow kasi there's a step-by-step procedure. Plus it's full of screenshots. I think we can do that as well.
I'll grab it. Hold on.
Thank you.
Sige. Thank you, Nika. Ito na lang, I'll share with you what I did. So, ito yung very first Zoom tips na in-upload. Ayan. Kita niyo na. Full screen. There. So, sharing your keynote. Sorry, hindi ko natapos yung PowerPoint, pero I'll just look for the file. Pero for the keynote, during the meeting, pwede na you choose already yung keynote file. Naka-open na siya, naka-full screen, and then share screen. Then after you share screen, there. You can just click rehearse slideshow. Tapos, ganito yung makikita nyo pag nag-rehearse slideshow kayo. And then, you can resize everything eh. So, pwede nyo i-edit to nakikita nyo na to give more space for your participants. Okay? And then, after that, pwede rin naman na adjust the sizes, videos, and then the chat box. And then, for the participants view, okay, this is what I did. I clicked new share, and then I clicked advanced. So yung taas, yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina na settings, and then portion of screen, and then nilagay ko lang siya dun sa keynote ko. So I can see the presenter's notes, I can see the chat box, I can also see some of the videos, not all, pero some of the videos, siguro mga 6 or 8, ganyan. And then I can also see the next slide. So always make sure na you share the computer sound. So yun, that's it. That's my tips lang for sharing the keynote. May questions ba kayo? Like how to do it? Ito, basahin ko. There is a no co-host option yata kahit .edu. Wala nga. Meron lang make host. So walang co-host kahit edu. Meron lang siya make host. Okay? And then what should I do if I can't see the mouse cursor after I start to share the keynote when it's full screen? You just try to move your finger here in the mouse pad para lumabas yung mouse cursor mo. Is there a way to see all participants? Sadly, it depends on your gadget. So ako, I'm using only yung 11-inch na MacBook. So I can only see siguro maximum na yung 12 participants. Oh, if you're using a bigger one, then you can see more. Yes, while sharing screen, you can do that.
Gia?
Yes.
Am I clear?
Sorry, Carl Choppy.
Sige, wait lang.
Ano pang questions?
Hello, Gia.
Yes po.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Si Glenn to, oo. Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Oo. May question ako regarding dun sa embed passcode in invite link for one-click join na na part. Kasi 'di ba pag enable mo siya, so there's no need for the participants tama to enter the passcode. So kahit
Yes,
yung
sir.
one-liner na lang, 'di ba? Yung one-liner na parang link mismo ng Zoom. Pero ang question ko, paano yung nagawa ko na previous for example, yung recurring ko ng mga rooms na nasubmit ko na for example, automatic na ba yon na there will be no need for the participants to enter their the passcode and the parang yung user name? Automatic na yon?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Kasi na-change ko na siya dito sa zoom.us. Okay, sige, okay. So, yun lang naman. Thank you.
You're
Ayun,
welcome po. Sige.
Regarding the number of students you can view in a single panel, it depends on the processor of your gadget. So regardless kung naka MacBook Air 2020 ka, ang maximum students mo lang per panel is 25. So it's the internals of your laptop or that desktop that matters para makakuha ka ng 40 and above.
I think Carl, yung mention din ni Eliza, yung while sharing screen, ilan yung makikita mo? Kasi ako since maliit lang yung yung laptop ko, konti lang yung pwede kong makita dun sa while sharing.
So going back to dun sa while sharing, kasi ako I'm using dual monitor. I hook my laptop sa extra TV. So still ganun pa rin, 25 max. Tapos yung presentation ko nasa TV or either TV or laptop pero 25 max pa rin. So yun lang.
Thank you, Carl.
Yan. Carl, meron siyang external device.
Hindi naman, lang pakalat-kalat joke.
Sige. May question dito. Based daw sa experience niya, kahit during SG, whenever I play a video via Keynote, nawawala yung cursor niya. Nahihirapan daw siya kasi nawala yung mga panel videos and ng participants. Kapag naka-rehearse slideshow, if you just click it, magpe-play yung video mo, hindi magagalaw yung ibang settings mo eh. Hindi mawawala yung chat box, hindi mawawala yung yung participants list. So, baka hindi ka naka-rehearse slideshow. Kasi kapag portion lang halimbawa, 'di ba? Hindi ka naka-rehearse slideshow. Let's say pumunta ka lang, I'll go to a Keynote ha. I'll open a Keynote tapos pupunta lang ako sa let's say kaya ko tong pumunta sa Keynote. Ano yata akong Keynote dito? Tinapon na yung Keynote. Wait lang. Alam mo, may Keynote ako naka-open eh. Ayan. Kasi magkaiba siya. Pag hindi siya naka-rehearse slideshow, hindi talagang kailangan mong hanap-hanapin yung cursor mo tsaka yung mouse kapag nagpo-play ka ng video. Okay, sige. So ito, meron na akong Keynote for you. So iba kapag hindi ka naka-rehearse slideshow. Ayan. So here. Ayan. So ito, pag let's say gagawin ko, portion lang ng screen ko yung makikita. At i-click mo lang ito. Every time magpo-play ka ng video, you have to move palagi yung green outline, move back and forth dito sa square na ito. But if you will do the rehearse slideshow, just press click, tapos magpo-play na yung video mo. That's it. You can always go back to the next slide or magpo-play na yung next slide mo. Ayun. May message pa? Sige. Okay. Kung wala na, sige, I think we can proceed na with Nika's part. Basta pag may naalala lang kayo, cheers, just message, tapos chat lang. Thank you.
Alright, so I'll try to keep mine short and sweet because I know pagod na tayo and we have work pa tomorrow. Short and sweet. But I want to address a few classroom activities that we usually do and how we can migrate them into the Zoom setting so we can have a ClassZoom. So first of all, just to get it out of the way, board talk, like chalkboard, whiteboard talk is a huge element that we might be missing from our classroom engagements. So, and not all of us can afford iPads or we're able to borrow an iPad to make writing on our virtual whiteboards much easier. So, just a hot tip for you teachers, when you turn on your whiteboard feature here on Zoom, like so, can you still see me, Chers? Hi. You still see me? Okay.
Yes.
I've purchased the cheapest drawing tablet I've found online. I think I got it for 1.5. And this usually used by artists. And I know I have some interior design teachers in the classroom right now. Hello po, the colleagues of my mother. Anyway, so you can use this tablet to turn your whiteboard into an easy write surface. So I will just write on it using the stylus that is provided. Sorry. And oops. It won't. So you can write like normal lang. For example. Hello. Nanginginig po ako, no? Hindi ko rin alam kung bakit. So, yan. Hello, Savior School. So, I think this is especially helpful for the math teacher so that you can write your quadratic equations easily, whatever. Without having to use an external application for your mathematical notation. So, yan. For, if you have the luxury of an extra 1.5 lying around, you can have a virtual whiteboard. Okay. So number 2, after board talk, maybe you're wondering, how can I do recitation in a non-chaotic way? So I'm going to share my screen with you and show you some features of Zoom to help with your recitation. Share screen. Okay. Hold on. Why can't? Sorry. Why can't I see all of you? Do you see my keynote? Choppy, do you see my keynote? Okay. Anyway, earlier, Gia showed you this participants window, correct? And on the bottom panel, your students can click yes, no, go slower, go faster, etc. So while you have class, you can open your participants window and instantly see who among your students are responding. So very simple, you can ask, were you able to do your homework? Then your students can click yes or no kung honest sila. They can also give you a thumbs up or thumbs down, and they can also ask to go to the restroom if they want. So the only challenge here is keeping alert and watching the participants panel. But if you have a teacher companion or a teacher's assistant, then they can be the ones to keep track of this for you. Another option, if your students are very conscientious and respectful, you can ask them to unmute their mics. Or if you want to randomly call on a student, you can ask them to unmute their mics. Yes.
We're looking at the keynote.
Yeah, we're only looking at the keynote.
You can see the participants window?
Yes.
Bakit ganun?
Okay. Do you want me to share mine?
Sige, can you share yours?
Okay. Sige. Ganyan. So maganda po pag team teaching, ano? Ako na lang gusto mo mag-share. Ganon. Ganyan. Ano gusto mo ipakita? Sige, ipakita natin.
Yung participants window ulit.
Pag-ingat, baka ma-Joseph Morong ka.
Ayan.
Okay, sige. Thank you.
Which one? Ito? Participants window. Ay, hindi. Ito. Yung gusto mo ipakita. This one, right?
Not the chat, the list of participants.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one.
The one,
Okay.
the participants will see the yes, no.
Yan. Okay.
Yan.
So these are the buttons that Gia. Ayan. So you can ask your students to start their video or to unmute themselves so that you can parang force them to recite. It's like when you randomly call a class number. Oh, class number ganyan. Recite or answer this question. So it can be a similar tactic. Sorry, can you click yes, please, so you can see what you will see when your students click yes. Ayan, sure. So you can also see how many students have said yes. According to Gia's screen, more than 10 of you have said yes.
11.
Thank you. 14, 15, going higher and higher. And then, Gia, can you click more dun sa tabi ng participant? More.
Yes.
Yes, click more.
Click more.
No, beside the participant's name.
Okay.
So they can see the, ayan, stop video, ask to start video and unmute. Ayan, please don't ask my mother to start her video. Okay. Okay.
I'll ask Jacob na lang din. Oh,
no, lalo na yan. Okay. So there. So you have several options at your disposal for recitation. Discard nyo na lang, cheers, kung gaano ka-disciplined yung mga estudyante ninyo. Alright. So we're done with board talk and recitation. Final concern that you might have is attendance. Alright. So we have several options for attendance. I think I'll only discuss the free options, Gia, if you don't mind. So we have 3 free options for checking attendance. Number 1, you can click the participants window. Yes, lovely assistant. Okay. And then you can simply take a screenshot of these participants. So based on what I tried earlier, 17 is the longest length of participants you can see. So if you have 35 in your class, that's just 2 screenshots worth of taking attendance. Okay, what's the problem with this? The problem is maybe some students will get logged out for whatever reason. And so it may not be extremely accurate depending on at what point in time you take this screenshot. So what's our second option? Second option is to ask your students as a classroom routine to input their name in the chat and say, "Hi, I am Nicole Santos and I'm present." Ganyan. So you have them type their name and say present. And then, once all the students have sent and after your class, you can click the 3 dots on the side of the chat. Thank you, Gia. And you can save the chat. Can you demonstrate how to save?
For me, wala lang akong, I don't have that save chat option kasi automatic. If I end this meeting, the chat will be saved.
Ayun. So if you set it that automatically the chat will save, then you will have a full record of the chats that happened during your session, including the private chats that your students sent to each other.
I can show an example.
Yes, please do. Please, nothing incriminating. Miss Monzy.
So, for example, I'll open.
Siguro naman there are no students here, no, Mayora. There are no
Ayan.
students here, so this is one of our
Can you see my screen? No, not this one.
I can see your Zoom.
Sige. Sorry. Ito. Can you see it? The recording?
Yeah, recording 1.
Chat file. You see this chat file? I'll open it. Are you ready? Cheers. So for the chat file, it will be saved to my desktop. So we will all open it. So this was our chat a while ago, no? So as you can see, I was the only one who sent a message kanina when we were having a dry run for this webinar. Pero you will see the chat of other participants here with a timestamp. So, Nika, can you discuss the part na they can even see the private chat?
Okay, so we can't see your text.
There. Oh,
Wala
no?
pa rin. Okay, so let's say for example, your private chat setting is activated and your students are, I don't know, exchanging answers to your quiz or making chismis about you. Makikita mo rin, you will also be able to see those private things they've said to each other. So, was that a message to yourself? Yeah.
Here. I'm sharing another one. Ito.
Okay.
Ayan.
Ayan.
Cheers, can you see it? So I messaged myself using my other account. So even privately, it can be saved. Oh, may timestamp pa.
Ayan. So, kayo na po bahala, Cheers, how you want to go about your classroom management. If you want to catch your students in the act or you want to let them know, I can see you, I can always see you. Kayo na po bahala doon. Sari-sariling tactics na lang po. Okay. So, that's a second option for attendance. And the third option, and I think it, depending on how much time you have, it might be a good option for building community and classroom rapport. You can ask all your participants, your students, to turn on their cameras, and you can take a photo of everybody by taking a screenshot. So, so hindi ko na po kayo papa-on ng camera, but I'll take a screenshot of us panelists. Ay, hello, sir. Diba?
Game si sir.
Okay. Ayan. So, what's the advantage? What's the advantage of this one? This is how you will know your students are actually in front of their device, actually at least facing their laptop screen, if not listening as well. So kahit na, even if it's time consuming, then at least you have that guarantee na okay, nandito talaga si student. Ayun. So that's all I have for ClassZoom tips. I had some of you asking in the chat what this tablet is. So this is the Vic tablet. I got it from Lazada, from the official retailer. Because it was, at the time, it was 1.5, but now I saw it recently. I saw it recently for only 1.3. So kung hindi pa po siya sold out, it's a good investment, especially again for the math teachers. You can send me a private message po on Facebook and I can send you the Lazada link if you want. Ayun.
Di kay habol ko lang, no? But if you're using a paid account, it's very easy to check the attendance. So I'll be sharing my screen with you. So just in case naman you'd want to purchase, okay, this is how you can check the attendance. So go to your zoom.us, and then after you go to zoom.us, account management, and then you go to reports. So inside reports, makikita nyo na yung mga meetings ko. Daily, it will show you the number of meetings, okay, and how many minutes there, how many participants also. So kita nyo po, these are the meetings that I've attended and I've hosted. So these are the minutes and these are the participants. I hosted a meeting with 18 participants, 567 minutes. Now, if you want to see the names of the participants, I'll go to reports again, and then I'll click active hosts, and then, okay, I'll choose a meeting. So I'll just choose our meeting, sige, ito na lang, this one. So I'll click I have 3 participants here. Now, in order for you to see the names of those participants, you just click it, and then once you click it, you can actually export this to Excel file or numbers. So you see, these are the participants that I had: Nicole Santos, Alfonz, Brian. But, okay, she joined, for example, Nicole joined 11:18. Okay, she left 11:18. So she only spent 1 minute for the meeting. Ayan. But, Okay, she joined again at 11:19 and stayed in the meeting until 11:38. So even the minutes of the time that she joined or the duration, it's there. So you have the email addresses and you have the names of all your participants in a particular meeting. So ganyan po kapag paid. So I'm not asking you to to have a paid version, pero there are really more advanced features pag paid ka. Ayun. So reports, yes, reports. Answers? May questions po ba?
Ayora.
How much daw ang paid? Ang paid ay 750 to 800 pesos approximately per month. Pero I think we were trying before. I'm not sure if this will work. Pero I tried including Brian in my account. So parang, but under my account, pwede yata mag-add ng 10, maximum of 10 users. So
11.
if I add 11, or if I add Brian in my account, I think he can share some of my license features. Yon. Sulit naman pala. Yes, sulit na sulit. Especially, di ba, kung gusto mo ng security sa first month ng school, pagbabalik ng school year, go ahead. Parang sharing sa Spotify.
Pero yung going back to what Gia has said, the only difference, kasi when we tried it out, so yung license niya, I shared the license with her. The only difference is that na-reduce yung number of minutes of the meeting na available. So naging 40 minutes na lang.
Yeah.
Pero I have breakout rooms, I have polling, I have everything. Yun lang, wala talaga. Yung number of minutes, 40 minutes lang.
Yes. Pero hindi ka naman siguro magsisynchronous sessions for 40 minutes, diba? So, pwede rin i-risk yun.
Gusto ko forever ako naka-synchronous.
Wait lang, guys, there's a question, di ba, coming from Jacob. I don't about tying your meetings to your calendar.
Oh, yeah.
It was shown kanina doon sa may part ng settings, di ba, that you can use tatlo yata yung choices doon eh. Parang there's one that you can tie it up to your Google Calendar, there's one for your Outlook. So I'm not into calendars, but I have my own manual calendar. That's where I write everything and type everything. But Nika, I think, uses calendars a lot, no? So she has everything fixed. Her meetings sa Zoom, it's already there. And then even we also talked about how to for the consultations. Remember the Savior Church, no? We have consultations every afternoon. Those meetings as well can be tied up to your Google Calendar. So, and you will also be reminded, I believe there are also email notifications. If Nika would like to tell something about
that. Sige, I can share again my screen. This is something I do for my own sanity lang. So, as you know, when we receive emails about our meetings with the Zoom links, it's sometimes it's hard to go back and to look for those Zoom links. So what I do is once I have the meeting scheduled on my Google Calendar, I add it as the location of the event. So for example, this e-school pad training we had, I put the location as the Zoom link. So it's easy to access the link when I need it. And when you invite somebody to the meeting, let's say, for example, I want to add Gia as my guest, and I save this one, and I send the invitation to Gia. She will also receive this Zoom link. And once she clicks, I will attend the e-school pad training, then she can easily access the Zoom link as well. So that's just one way to make it easier for your students, if ever, to find your meetings. Yeah, pero yung with the consultation, I think that will take a lot of time. I can instead make a separate tutorial for that.
Nika, may papakita ko lang sa kanila sa Zoom yung option na yan. So, cheers, ayan. When you go to zoom.us, punta kayo sa profile nyo. Under the profile, if you scroll down, calendar and contact integration. So here, I'm authorizing my Google Calendar using gia.e.monzales@exes.edu. So allow Zoom to access your calendar, enable. Allow Zoom to access your contact list, enable. So what will happen is, whatever meeting I have, whether sa Google Meet pa yan, sa Zoom, or kahit saan, once na-notify ako sa email ko, sa Access mail ko, it will also show in Zoom or via Zoom. There. Questions pa po?
I think Jacob unmuted himself. Jacob, do you still want to ask your question?
I'm good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Ayan. I think, Cheers, na-cover na muna namin yung mga important topics and especially yung settings sa Zoom. May mga questions pa ba kayo? Okay. Uncle po ba kayo?
Yeah.
Ako,
Yes.
on-call po. Ni-require po ni Miss Tess na on-call.
Gia, short sharing lang.
Yes, go ahead.
Carl.
Ano lang, I think this is also the right opportunity to share na kung if you have an extra gadget, at least cellphone, tapos of course your laptop, install nyo rin yung Zoom sa cellphone nyo or other gadgets para makapag-rehearse kayo talaga. So, gawin yung estudyante yung gadget nyo. Tapos, of course, you will be presenting using your laptop so that kita nyo yung nakikita ng estudyante.
Yes.
So, ako, I've done that from the webinars I've given. So, yung gadget ko is an attendee. So that I know kung ano yung nakikita nung mga participants ko. So, yun lang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pero don't forget lang to mute ha. Kasi minsan pag lahat yan sinali mo ng gadget mo magkakalapit, mag-feedback yan.
Feedback. Yeah.
Oh.
That's another idea. Very good.
Ayan.
Siguro, Mayora, dun sa may private chat, no, judiciously, the teachers, for example lang mga teachers, no, if Brian and Mika and Gia are my students, no, and they send PMs, no? I mean, one-to-one interactions using the chat box. No? And so, of course, because it's private, they will think that the teacher, as me as a teacher, no, I don't know what they're chatting or what they're talking about. The following meeting, I'll say, for example, what Gia mentioned, no, to Brian, ganun. So magugulat sila, oh my God, my teacher knows my private chat. So dun palang takot na sila, teachers. So bahala na po kayo how you will use that hack.
Yes. Ayan. Questions? Ayan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much also, Cheers, for joining us tonight. No, more than anything, aside from being confident with the tool that we're having, I'm pretty sure naman na at the end of the day, magiging learning opportunity sa atin ang mga maraming bagay this coming school year. So,
Gia, one last.
Yes, Brian.
One last. Papakita ko lang po yung magiging itsura nung Zoom meeting pag nasa browser lang siya at hindi siya lalabas sa app.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll show first.
May part 2 ba ito?
Yeah. Sandali lang po to. So ganito yung magiging miniatures. Yan. Pasensya na po.
Oh, may captcha pa siya. Oh.
Oh, yan. Oh.
Yes. There was a question about
Ayan,
Brian.
Hindi na pwede. Yan. Kasi nilock mo na yata yung meeting.
Ay, hindi.
Ay, hindi siya makapasok eh.
Sino?
Yun, yung account, through, hindi ka kasi naka-browser.
Ay, oo. O, sige. O, next time na lang yan. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Ayaw.
May next time ba?
Next time.
Hindi, basta maglalabas tayo ng mga kung ano-anong tutorial. Thank you, Cheers. Thank you, yes.
Thank you so much, Cheers.
Thank you po. Sorry na tagalan.
Yes. Salamat po sa sumama sa huli. Cheers, you can now leave the room. I'll also stop the recording live streaming. Thank you very much. See you soon.